Dear friends, Happy New Year. First of all, on behalf of the Chinese Consulate General, I'd like to extend our warmest welcome to you all for coming to join us in this celebration of the 45th anniversary of China-US diplomatic relationship. China and the United States established diplomatic relationship on January the 1st, 1979. So 45 years have passed. And on the first day of this year, the new year, 2024, President Xi Jinping and President Biden exchanged letters of congratulation to celebrate 45 years of diplomatic relationship. Both presidents spoke highly of the benefits of the relationship. The relationship has brought tangible benefits to the people of our two countries. The relationship has also contributed to world peace, stability, and prosperity. If you look at how far we have gone over the past 45 years, you have many examples to support the conclusion that the relationship is really important and beneficial. In 1979, China and the United States had less than $2.5 billion of trade. But in 2022, the trade volume between us reached almost $760 billion. In 1979, mutual investment was virtually non-existent. But in 2022, we had about $260 billion of mutual investment. And those kind of close economic and business relationship helps create jobs on both sides, helps improve people's living standards. And it's also welcomed by the world society. So we need to do more to enrich this kind of exchanges and cooperation between our two countries in the years ahead. At its peak, we had almost 400,000 Chinese students studying in this country. Every week, we have over 300 direct flights. And every year, 5 million visits take place across the Pacific Ocean between our two countries. Of course, due to the pandemic, we still have a lot of work to do to increase the number of direct flights to the pre-pandemic level, but progress is taking place. When we look at how we manage to have such success in our relationship, I think the success can be attributed to the goodwill that exists on part of our people. Both people are hardworking people. They love their countries. They want to lead a good life, and they like each other. So I think this reservoir of goodwill and friendship actually lays the solid ground for a strong relationship. We also want to recall the value of ping-pong diplomacy that opened the door of exchanges between our two countries and put an end to 22 years of estrangement between the two countries. And I think, last but not least, we want to recognize the strategic vision and courage of the elderly leaders who at that time made the decision to reach out to each other on behalf of the people of the two countries. One favorite quote I always like to mention is from late President Nixon. When he visited China in 1972, in February, he was hosted by Premier Zhou Enlai at the Great Hall of the People. It was a welcoming dinner, and both leaders delivered a toast. And in his toast, President Nixon said something like that: if our two peoples are enemies, then the future of this world we share together is dark indeed. But if if we can find common ground to work together, then the chance of world peace will be immeasurably increased. His words were true at that time. His words, I think, remain true today. So looking back on the extraordinary journey of our diplomatic relationship over the past 45 years, what inspirations we need to draw from this 45 years of history? I think, in short, we can say that a good relationship is a blessing for not just the people of the two countries, but for people across the world. But still, we need to build on the momentum of the progress to bring about even better future of our relationship. So, as far as the inspirations or lessons, experience that we can draw from these past 45 years, I think I cannot say it any better than what has already been proposed by President Xi Jinping. He actually, in his meeting with President Biden, both in San Francisco and even in Bali, Indonesia, more than 1 year ago, he said that for our two countries to get along well with each other, we need to follow three principles. One is mutual respect. The other is peaceful coexistence. And the third is win-win cooperation. Mutual respect as a principle is quite easy to understand. This applies to individuals. It governs people-to-people relationship. It is also applicable to state-to-state relationship. What is most important is for our two countries to respect each other's core national interests and major concern. Between China and the United States, we have signed 3 Sino-US joint communiques, which outlines the most important principles concerning sovereignty, territorial integrity, and others. If you look back at the ups and downs the relationship has gone through, you can see that invariably, whenever the principles are followed, our relationship can progress smoothly. And whenever there are incidents whereby the principles are contravened, are not followed, then we will encounter setbacks or even crisis in our relationship. So mutual respect is the most important prerequisite for our relationship to succeed. The second principle is peaceful coexistence. Well, China and the United States have a lot of differences. We speak different languages, we have different history, different cultural traditions, cultural background, and we also see issues differently. We have different positions on certain issues. We were different when we established diplomatic ties. We are different now, and we will be different tomorrow. So, what to do? In the meeting between the two presidents, President Xi said, it's not workable if China and the United States do not do business with each other. It is unrealistic for each side try to remodel the other side. And President Xi also went on to say that conflict and confrontation would have unbearable consequences for each side. So if we cannot change each other, if we have to do business with each other, and if we cannot afford a conflict or confrontation, then the only option is to live together in peace. So I think peaceful coexistence is also a very important principle, and actually it's also a fundamental principle governing international relationship. And if China and the United States can live together in peace, the world, the rest of the world, will be much at ease. The third principle, I think, is very important. It is win-win cooperation. I think this is a trend of times. Sometimes I hear people talk about, zero-sum game, unilateral sanctions, long-arm jurisdiction, etc. I don't think these would help solve the world's problems. The world today is run like a big boat with many cabins. It's not like each country, having its own boat. So we have to live with the reality that we depend on each other. No country, no individual, no matter how capable he or she is, has the tools to solve all of its trouble. So it's important to reach out to each other, to count on each other. If we can do this, then we will all be better off. The world has so many global challenges: climate change, pandemic, etc. And we need to have the spirit of a win-win cooperation. We can succeed, and we can succeed without inflicting damage on the others. So in the summit meeting between the two presidents, it is also said that the world is big enough for both China and the United States to succeed. And actually, the success of each other can be translated into more opportunities of cooperation and benefits for the other side. Boeing and many other companies in the United States. One sentiment that they repeatedly share with me is that they like to see the Chinese economy recover. They like to see the Chinese economy succeed, because for them, this will mean lots of business opportunities of cooperation. And that is in the interest of both sides. Taking Boeing, for example, in the next 20 years, they project that China will require a total of 8,560 passenger planes. And that's about 20% of total global demand. And no one airline producer, no one airplane manufacturer is able to meet this huge global demand. So I think there is opportunity for every producer. And if China is doing well, it would generate even bigger demand, and it would be an opportunity for the whole world. And as far as China is concerned, we are always willing to share with others the opportunity of growth. That's why at the conference on work related to foreign affairs that took place last week, I was back in Beijing last week for this conference. The theme was China's commitment to building a global community with a shared future. We want to work together with the world community to make sure that we can have a bright future together. So China is also, a leader in green technology, battery, electric vehicles with zero emission. That's the reason why China has been so active for many years in hosting the International Import Expo in Shanghai, which has now become an annual event. China has also hosted the Supply Chain Expo. In short, we just want to work together with the international community to let everybody share in the opportunities from China's growth. And at the same time, we want to forge partnership with all others through the Belt and Road Initiative, through the Global Development Initiative, through global security initiative, through global civilization initiative, so that the world will be a better place for all. That is also the reason why China is resolutely opposed to artificial decoupling, artificial de-risking, to use another term, because we think this is against the law of the economy. This disrupts the stability of supply chain. This hurts interests of consumers, and this also hurts the prospects of world economic recovery. So China and the United States need to work together to deliver a better future for our own peoples and also for the people throughout the world. When China and the United States have a difficult relationship, the world suffers. According to one report from IMF, it says that a strained relationship, tension in China-US relationship, can cost the global economy 2% of its growth. And that's a lot, especially at a time when to expedite world economic recovery. So, looking forward, despite the difficulties and challenges we still face, we have hope about the future, especially in California, because we think that it's the people, it is people's aspiration that will bring about the change, that count most. And when Governor Newsom visited China as the first US governor after the pandemic, President Xi had a meeting with Governor Newsom, in which President Xi said that the future of China and US relationship lies with the people. The subnational exchanges actually lays the foundation of our relationship. And the future of China and US relationship depends on the youth and the vitality of the relationship exists with the subnational entities. So we are very encouraged to see that in the wake of the San Francisco summit, we are seeing more and more two-way visits. Many Chinese many Chinese provincial officials are coming or have come to visit the United States. And we are also hearing plans from many organizations about organizing tours or delegations to visit China. This is very encouraging. And we think that as we work to increase the number of direct flights, as we work to promote more people-to-people exchanges, we do have a chance of improvement, further improvement in China-US relationship. But still, it requires solid work, and we will count on your support. I have with me, before I conclude, a letter from an 8-year-old elementary school student from the United States. She wrote me a letter before Christmas, and I think that it's interesting or it's meaningful to share it with you. She said, "Dear Ambassador, I'm 8 years old. I think China is really cool. Your friend." So I'm really proud of this friendship from 8-year-old American girl. And I do believe somewhere in China, her peer, an 8-year-old Chinese girl or Chinese boy, also have the same spontaneous and genuine desire to forge friendship, make friends with their American peers. And I think that's really the future of our relationship. It gives you the hope, the strength to overcome whatever difficulties that may crop up. And so with this, I would like to conclude my remarks on China-US relationship, and media has always been playing a very instrumental role in promoting mutual understanding and trust between our two countries. So I want to thank all of you for your hard work, and I want to wish all of you a happy new year. I look forward to working together with you in the days ahead, in this important year. Thank you.